this anime might be better than having sex. It's not something I can say lightly. So today, I'll talk about an anime called Gurren Lagann, an anime that came all the way back in 2007. Despite being almost 2 decades old, and you probably think it might be a bit meh, it still managed to stand above quite modern animes, I can't lie. And I would say the anime has aged incredibly well, and honestly, I feel like it's just even more impactful now if you watch it now, to be honest. It's also quite short of an anime, just only 27 episodes, and I like it sweet and short. Don't take that out of context, which make it one of the most easiest, great anime to watch without it spending like 5 billion hours and watching 1,100 episodes like One Piece. Anyway, so Gurren Lagann. The story begins underground, where humanity has been forced to live beneath the surface. You follow Diamond or Simon, whatever they call him, a quiet kid who spends his day digging in tunnels. In the beginning, I won't lie, I found Simon pretty mid. I didn't really connect with it. I mean, I guess I kinda did, but he wasn't really like my main guy. He wasn't my main character for the most of Gurren Lagann, I'll be honest. But he did manage to win me over. Now, he's quite a shy guy, he's quite unsure in the anime, and doesn't feel like the kind of character who's going to really change the world at the start. And then it was Kamina, a guy who basically pulled him more forward, gave him more confidence, and became the driving force behind the early story of the anime. Together, they break out of the underground world and discover the surface where it's being terrorized by giant mechs controlled by the Beastmen. Now, this is where the story really starts getting good. This is where it starts getting peak. This is where it goes to a level of the top 20 or top 20, top 10 animes in the world. So, it goes from simply fight the enemy setup to this massive journey about freedom, responsibility, and pushing past limitations. This show constantly escalates, not in a ridiculous way, but in a way that feels earned. Every episode builds on the last until you realize the stakes have become immeasurably huge. And trust me, it does get really, really huge. Now, Nia, alright, Nia, I think they pronounce it as Nia. Now look, when Nia enters the story, alright, when I saw Nia for the first time, I kind of like Nia. I like Nia. I kind of like how she looks. I like how her character is. Character's very interesting. I kind of like Nia. So look, I like Nia quite a bit, okay? She's quite a calm character. She brings like a calm presence to the show and adds some emotional weights to like Simon's character. Now, her relationship with him helps him grow from the unsure kid, like uncomfortable kid, to someone who actually steps up and becomes a real leader. Mostly just for Nia. Anyway, and that's the big thing about Simon. Okay, so he might start off mid, but he does turn into one of the best written protagonists in anime. His growth feels natural, and by the later episodes, he carries a whole show of confidence that didn't even feel possible in the beginning. And I would say this really, really well, because it ain't like the anime is really fast-paced, it's really slow. It's just natural, and that's what I love about the anime. I didn't like rush it or over-drag it. Now, the strongest character of all of anime. Whoa, I would say one of the strongest anime characters, but I would argue it's one of the best, one of the strongest, and you'll see why in just a second. So, eventually, the story leads to the final antagonist, the final boss, you could say, the anti-spiral. And this character is basically the peak of what anime power can look like in anime, bro. Alright, trust me. Now look, I know those anime characters, they say that they could do all these things, but I don't do it. That's why I think Antispiral is the strongest character. But look, Antispiral, he's just not like just strong and that's it. Okay, look, he exists outside the normal laws of the universe, and outside we get a very bloody world, it seems like, bro, because of how strong this guy is. Not a lot of anime characters can even be near on this guy's level. Alright, I don't care if this is me degrading. I'm just being honest. Alright, now look, he can manipulate possibilities, realities, and the entire timelines. He prevents pure despair and control. We get sort of everything the main characters fight for, and because of that, he felt like one of the strongest and most meaningful anime villains ever made. I mean, bro, this guy literally throws galaxies. He is like using tons and tons of galaxies. Him and Simon's fight, especially in the movie. In the movie, in the anime, it's pretty good. Okay, don't get me wrong, the fight's pretty good. But in the movie, you see them using galaxies, and I would say it's one of the greatest anime fights of all time, period. Okay, Steamon, like, bro, he's used all the help, but it was a crazy fight. Okay, it was crazy fight. I'm not gonna say who wins, but I'm just gonna say, bro, it's one of the greatest fights in my history, and Anti-Spiral is one of the strongest anime characters of all time, or if the strongest. You know what I mean? He is one of the strongest. Anyway, my Gurren Lagann is a great anime. All right, let me tell you guys. All right, so what makes Gurren Lagann special? All right, it isn't just the action of a scale, really. Okay, because I mean, yes, don't get me wrong, the action, the fights is pretty good, right? It's pretty strong. It's lovely. It's good, but it does carry out more of the emotions. Because, you know, Seema and all that, they're all humans, and it does tell quite emotional story. It did connect to my heartstrings. All right, it connected to more of my heartstrings, made me more sad than I did get breaking up with last year. Anyway, moving on. So, but yeah, I don't know. Every character has a purpose, and I think that just means beautiful. There were a little bit of deaths and stuff like that, and it's just in that regard you get connected to a character, and when they die, it makes it a bit sad. You know what I mean? Just like animes do. And every turning point does hit quite hard. I can't lie. It does hit quite hard sometimes. I'll be honest. And the way the show grows from something small to something massive mirrors the character's growth perfectly. And it really does. Now, even though it's like old anime, like 2007, the animation really just... I've not really watched that much anime in my time, I'll be honest. But 2000s anime... Well, I feel like Gurren Lagann, if that was made for 2007, I think you can show this to people in 2030, and I think they'll still love it and still cool. Animation's pretty good, especially for its time. So I'm just gonna say that the animation is good for its time. Is it the best animated anime of all time? No, but it was made in 2007. Like, it's pretty good for 2007. And yeah, and the pacing again, it's just good. You know what I mean? And the ending is one of the most memorable endings in anime, in my personal opinion. So yeah, and it's only 27 episodes, but it feels complete in a way that a lot of long-running shows never achieve. I feel like, animes, they make season 2, season 3 continue the story, and they, Gurren Lagann possibly could. They could probably make a season 2 if they really wanted to. They could go all different directions with season 2, but I never made a season 2, and I respect that. And I respect they ended it in only 27 episodes. That is what I respect about Gurren Lagann. Now, my final thoughts about Gurren Lagann. Alright, I want to clear my final thoughts. So, yes, it's an old anime, okay, but I would say Gurren Lagann is timeless. I think it's timeless. Alright, maybe not fully timeless, but I think timeless as in I think you could probably wait another 40, 50 years. And I think in 40, 50 years, I think people will still find this anime good in 40, 50 years. I'll be honest. Alright, but look, it just tells a powerful story in a short amount of time, alright, compared to other animes. Alright, I think some animes way too long. Naruto, One Piece, too long. Anyway, it has great characters and it leaves an impact long after it's over. So if you've never watched it, I would say it's absolutely worth your time. So please, if you haven't watched it, watch it. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys soon.